Hi guys, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. My name is Mary. I'm a registered nurse, I'm an intuitive, and I'm a wellness coach. Today I wanted to talk about self-care. So when we think about self-care, many times we think about going to a spa, a retreat, a vacation, getting our nails done, a facial. But there's so much more to self-care that we can do on a daily basis in our lives that can really create a better outcome for us. So what do I mean by self-care? You know, back in the day, I used to think self-care was buying stuff for myself. And a lot of that came from advertisements from large corporations that made me feel like I wasn't whole, or I needed something that they were selling in order to feel whole or better about myself. But with age comes wisdom, and I realized that that is not true. You don't need to purchase items in order to self-care. Self-care is about being aware of self-talk. And many times we talk negatively to ourselves. I've talked about the book, The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer, which can really help you get in touch with how you talk to yourself. Meditation can do that as well. But when we talk to ourselves negatively, know that if you're aware of it, you can turn it around. And I used to really talk negatively about myself. And now I try to talk to myself as if I'm talking to a best friend or my daughter, my son, someone that I truly love unconditionally. And by doing that, I'm unconditionally loving myself. This is a practice that takes some time. It's not going to happen overnight. So just be patient with yourself and don't judge yourself. If you feel this negative, if you hear yourself talking negatively to yourself, the worst thing you can do is to judge yourself for it. Just accept it and say, sometimes I actually say, even out loud, like, no, you're not stupid. You just made a choice that wasn't in your highest good. That sort of thing. So just be aware of what you're telling yourself. Another way to self-care is to really be present in your body. Be grounded. And there's many ways to do this. For me, I love mantra music. I listen to it as much as I can. When I'm not doing readings or healings, I have it playing in the background all the time. And I'm acutely aware of what each mantra means and the intention in the mantra. And it's very high vibrational music. It's mantra music. I will link the videos below that I listen to. I think it's Satnam Fest, and there's other singers, and I don't know all their names and everything. I just YouTube it and listen to it. So I'll put the link below if you're interested in that. I know I've linked it before. I always just put in The Angels Are Listening. That's like the first mantra music that I listen to in the morning. I listen to it as I'm getting ready in the morning, showering, doing my makeup, all of that stuff, and it's very high vibrational. So that's a form of self-care. Get into your body via exercise. Just try to move your body. Not everyone is going to go to the gym or walk for 30 minutes. If that's not your jam, maybe you just dance around your house. Could be that you take a bath and really get into your body. Could be meditation. When I meditate, I try to feel each part of my body from my head all the way down. I'll just pay attention to my head and my jaw and just try to relax everything as I move down, and that really gets me into my body. Another way is to do stretching, which is very important. If you can't get a full workout done, try to stretch, at least stretch your body, because as we get older, we can injure ourselves, and if you have stretch muscles, you're less likely to injure yourself. So I try to at least get a stretch in. Lymphatic drainage is very important, especially if you have allergies or sinus issues. I think that I was doing this intuitively anyway, but then I looked up lymphatic drainage, and our lymph system it follows the same system as our vessels, and it's a little more on the surface, so it's closer to the surface of our skin. So you don't need to put a lot of pressure. You're just kind of moving the fluid out, and that's how our body detoxes. So there's many really good videos on YouTube about lymphatic detox and drainage. I'm not a specialist in this area, and of course, check with your doctor before doing anything new. But if you go above your collarbone, this is the lymph area here, and everything here drains into here. So, I have these earrings in. Let me take these out. But I do a lot of drainage on behind my ear, in front of my ear, and down the neck into where your clavicle is, or your collarbone. So you're just kind of moving the fluid down towards your collarbone. And you can do this with your entire body. You just need to, Google lymphatic drainage, see a lymphatic drainage coach. But it's very beneficial to move any toxins out of your body. And it helps you to really be in your body. Another thing I do to self-care is make sure that my environment is clean and organized. When I live in this small, one-bedroom apartment, and I do healings here, so I don't know if you can see my table here, but, it's a small space, so I have to keep it as organized as I can. That doesn't mean it's neat all the time. I mean, I can be a mess once in a while, but I know it's temporary. And when I have everything in its place and everything is neat and clean, it's like when my external is neat and clean, I feel neat and clean on the inside. That doesn't mean you should judge yourself if your place is messy, because we can't have neat and clean all the time. But it really helps me to feel balanced. So make sure that you take care of yourself by taking care of your environment and keeping it organized. Another thing I do is I make sure that if I haven't worn an item of clothing in 1 year, I get rid of it. And I know that there's someone who's going to Goodwill or, here it's usually Goodwill, that really needs that article of clothing. So pay it forward and get rid of the stuff that you don't wear or don't use. That keeps your environment clean. Another way that I take care of myself is I mother myself by thinking of my future self. How do I do that? Lately it's if I'm going out in the evening, I make sure that my skincare regimen is on the counter in the bathroom, so I have no excuse for not removing my makeup, cleansing my skin, and moisturizing. There's been times when I haven't done that, and I've woken up with raccoon eyes, the mascara is still on, and it's really bad for your skin, and it doesn't feel so good in the morning when you wake up with black circles under your eyes. So try to anticipate what it is that you're going to need in the future, and then prepare it for yourself so that you don't have any excuses. I do that with my workout clothes so that I get up and work out in the morning. I do that with food. I make sure I cut up my lemons. Because if I see a whole lemon, I'm less likely to get a knife out, cut it up, put it in my water. If I have all my lemons cut up ahead of time for my future self, that's self-care, I'll put it in my water, right? Okay, money. All right, when it comes to money, I had a real block. And I think this was from childhood. Well-meaning to parents who said things like, money doesn't grow on trees. I don't know. I feel like I grew up with like, money is the root to all evil, rich people. I don't know. It wasn't good. And so I didn't always feel worthy to receive financial gain. I would even go as far as saying I had a fear of success. And it isn't until recently that I'm really learning about how money is energy. It flows in, it flows out, it flows in, it flows out. And there's enough for everyone. There's enough to go around. And you just have to feel worthy to receive. That being said, you have to also be financially responsible and make sure that you can pay, make sure that you put your financial responsibilities first before you make any large purchase or spend money haphazardly. So that's something I'm learning to do now to make better financial decisions so that, my future is taken care of. Things I do for self-care are things like I love to burn incense in my apartment. I love the way it makes me feel. I feel more grounded when I'm burning incense. I love to sage about once a week. I do that smudging. I love my weighted blanket, which my friend Jill told me about. And if you have anxiety, try this weighted blanket. I think it weighs about 15 pounds, maybe 20 pounds, I'm not sure. But I sleep with it. Sometimes I meditate with it, and it just feels like a big hug. So if you live alone, it's really nice to have. I love my singing bowls. My singing bowls, each note works with a specific energy center. So you can Google that. I think for the heart, the heart center, it's the note F, if I'm not mistaken. But each singing bowl resonates with a different energy center. I love that healing that singing bowls bring to me, and I love to tune into that music. Crystals, I love my crystals and my essential oils that I put into, it's like a humidifier type thing. It makes the house smell great. I love rosemary and lavender. I have my crystals on all my windowsills. I have little rose quartz crystals on all my windowsills, and I just like to surround my home with love. And so that's self-care to me. How do you self-care? There's so many ways to self-care. I would love to hear how you take care of yourself in the comments below. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe, and share. If you would like a free 15-minute wellness coaching session with me, just email me at thelighthousehealer@gmail.com. The information is listed below. You can also go to my website, thelighthousehealer.com, and schedule a 15-minute free consultation there. If you'd like a reading with me, just send me an email or go to my website. And that's about it. I hope you like these Wellness Wednesdays. Thank you for your comments, your shares, and your subscribes. Thank you for your likes, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Take care, guys.